We need to have good thought in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at this very moment. We need to have good thought in Allah azza wa jal. How do we have good thought and what are we supposed to be thinking? Number one, think, my brothers and sisters in Islam, that the one who is testing us at this moment is more merciful towards you than you are to your own self. Because at the end of the day, Allah Arhamur Rahimeen, He is the most merciful. Number two, good thought in Allah to think during this time of calamity, that the one who tests us only wants good for us. Don't think that Allah is testing you because He wants to punish you or He wants to inflict harm upon you. No, never ever think like this of Allah Azza wa Jal. Rather, the one who is testing us, Allah, He wants good for us. Maybe we will experience pain, but this pain is good for us. Allah Azza wa Jal wants good for us. And this is evident in the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, in where he says, عَجَبًا لِأَمْرِ الْمُؤْمِنِ, that the affairs of the believer are something amazing and incredible. إِنَّ أَمْرَهُ كُلَّهُ فِي خَيْرٍ, all his matters, the good and the bad, are all good for him. How is that? And Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, إِنْ أَصَابَهُ سَرَّ شَكَرٍ, that if good was to happen to him, he thanks Allah as a result. That's good for him, because when you thank Allah, you're rewarded. وَإِنْ أَصَابَتْهُ ضَرَّ, and if something evil or difficult or bad was to happen to him, صَبَرْ فَكَانَ خَيْرًا لَهُ, he observed patience, he commits to patience, and patience is good for him because it is rewarding. Patience in time of difficulty is wajib. We'll discuss what patience is and how to exercise patience. But understand these things, that the one who is testing us wants good for us, and ultimately we are the ones that will benefit from this on the day of judgment and in this life. Number three, having good thought in Allah Azza wa Jal during this difficult moment is to understand that the one who is testing us, subhanahu wa ta'ala, the one Allah who is testing you at this moment, He responds immediately to your supplication. He responds immediately to your supplication, especially when a person is in distress and is in calamity. Allah Azza wa Jal, He says, أَمَّنْ يُجِيبُ الْمُضْطَرَّ إِذَا دَعَاهُ وَيَكْشِفُ السُّوءَ. Who, Allah Azza wa Jal asks, who other than Allah would answer the call of the distressed whenever He calls him? وَيَكْشِفُ السُّوءَ, and He uncovers the difficulty and the calamity. Idhan, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to hear the dua of the person in distress. This is the best moment to be making dua to Allah Azza wa Jal, when you are tested with extreme difficulty and hardship. This is the moment that Allah Azza wa Jal promises to accept the dua immediately. And if you were to look into Surah Al-Anbiya and read Surah Al-Anbiya, 10 pages in the Quran, read it tonight. Allah Azza wa Jal mentions in its stories of prophets that were trialed and tested, really severe, difficult trials. And each of them made a dua, and at the end of each of the story of the Prophet, Allah Azza wa Jal would say, فَاسْتَجَبْنَا لَهُ فَاسْتَجَبْنَا لَهُ. We immediately answered his dua, immediately according to Allah, not immediately in our time, in the next minute or in the next second. If that's what Allah wants, it happens. Immediately on Allah Azza wa Jal's terms means whenever He decides, whenever He decrees. فَاسْتَجَبْنَا لَهُ, we answered his dua. These prophets, when they went through difficulty and made dua to Allah, the result was always فَاسْتَجَبْنَا لَهُ, we answered.